Hi everyone, today Stuart and I are back in London filming and we are recapping Q4 of 2022 and looking ahead to 2023. First question we are going to cover is, what was the market sentiment at the end of 2022?
Q4 2022 was probably the most disappointing quarter that we had of last year. After a really exciting sort of first 9 months of the year, we just noticed a real sort of change in terms of the client productivity. So for us, a lot of roles went on hold, and that's not just the UK or EMEA, that was actually a global sentiment that we started to see. So for us in Q4, it was all about good quality work, working with clients that really knew what their strategy was moving into 2023. We also saw a lot of clients a little unknown about what they were going to do. They wanted direction from sort of group HQ or their global CEO in terms of the direction of the business going forward. It was really clear that sort of the global economy was mixed, and people were really unsure about what they were going to do going forward. So we are really interested now moving into sort of 2023 to see what direction the global economy really goes in.
We've experienced some of our busiest times at Elliott Scott HR in 2022. What are current job number trends looking like?
It's a good question about the job numbers. Job numbers for us at the start of the year were at record levels, and I think we reported on that on numerous occasions during the year. We saw quite a dramatic drop off in Q4, so we saw a 19% reduction in terms of the number of jobs that we had on, and that was whether clients were putting things on hold or actually saying, well, look, we're not sort of progressing with anything that we were talking to you about at the start of the year. So it was a real change for us in Q4, not one that fazed us too much, and as I said, I think we now need to reconnect with people in 2023 just to see whether that sentiment has changed going forward.
At the end of 2022, we polled our HR community on the predicted people agenda trends of this year. Mental health and well-being was top with 46% of the votes, followed by organisational restructuring. Stuart, are you still hearing that these are key from your contacts, and are there any particular initiatives that you are hearing in line with this?
To try and answer this question simply, I'll say yes. They are the two things that we're hearing the most about in the market. The one thing I would say on the mental health and well-being piece, we are not seeing as many new opportunities or roles come up in that space, but we are hearing people still talk about it. So it's definitely front of mind with a lot of organisations. They're just not now emphasising that by putting resources and money behind it with new opportunities and new roles in the HR team. Let's see whether that changes as we sort of move into sort of 2023 and beyond. When it comes to organisational restructure, this is definitely something that we are seeing and hearing more about. We've all seen in the tech industry some of the job cuts, and that is as a result of organisational restructuring that is happening more and more. I think that CEOs will continue to look at that. They're going to look at their profit margins, and they're going to see how they can sort of save money by restructuring or slightly downsizing organisations. So I definitely think that that's going to continue as we move into 2023. What I do hope is that the global economic stability starts to sort of balance out a little bit, and hopefully some of those changes won't impact job numbers quite as much as what we anticipate.
Referencing a LinkedIn poll again, one of our most engaged polls from 2022, from our 2022 Global HR Survey, asked what respondents' biggest priority was when looking for a new role. Work-life balance was top at 39% of the votes, followed by company culture. Do you think this will also be the case this year?
As you can tell, we love a poll right now. So it's the sort of thing that we want to hear more and more of. It's a way for us to engage with our community without also having to speak to them the whole time. So we love these polls because it gives us a little sense check in terms of what's going on in the market. I think that work-life balance will continue to be a top priority for people. However, that might well change depending on whether the global economy starts to sort of decrease. If it does, you might well see pay, inflation, and actually job security starting to sort of be ramped up in terms of where it fits in people's priorities in life. Hopefully it won't, because I think we're all heading in the right direction when it comes to work-life balance. People are definitely prioritising it, and I think that's a really important factor for people's mental health and well-being going forward.
And finally, I would like to ask, what is upcoming for our HR community?
So as I stand here, I've got to mention our podcast. So Series 4 ends at the end of January, and we'll be rolling out Series 5 at the beginning of March. So there's a small little break, which is always nice for me just to relax and recharge, but we do have some new and exciting guests. The one thing I would say with that is if there's any topics or if there's any guests that you'd like to hear from, please do let us know. We're always keen to hear from our community and deliver topics that you're really interested in. The other thing that we really want to mention is we're now running more and more events globally. This is something that we weren't able to do when the pandemic hit, and we had to stop a lot of those. Going forward, we've got summer drinks, we've got events with our great partners like Arcadia, and if you want to be part of them, please get in touch and we'll invite you. It's a great way for us to re-engage and connect with our global community. So I look forward to seeing you at a number of our events.
That was all from us today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this market recap. I also want to remind everyone to make sure they're following us on Instagram. We would love to bring our HR community over there to see the great content we're also posting out for you on that platform. It is ESHR HR Insights.